I mean, I think one reason that Doug Wilson wanted Jeremy in the locker room was there's always been an argument here, Ross. You've been with the Sharks since day one, like I have, whether it's too easy for the Sharks to play here because the fans are too easy on them, and they don't yell at them when they have a bad game. And I think when Doug got you here, he wanted you to bring a little of that to the locker room, like, okay, maybe they aren't saying that on the street, but, we got to do better. Do you think the fans here are too easy on the players?
Well, it's funny you say that, and I'm going to let you in on a kind of a backdoor, behind the doors conversation that I had with Doug Wilson and Todd McLellan. I can tell you this now because it's not going to be a secret. I said one of the reasons why this team has struggled is because everybody is comfortable. There's no coming in and being like, okay, what's going to happen today? Or a guy getting in somebody's face and yelling like we used to do in the olden days. I can't believe I just said that.
Back in the 80s.
Back in the old days when we used to get in people's face and be like, literally demean them to where we're going to get them passionate and get them their energy flowing, because Mike Keenan always used to say negative energy is better than no energy at all. So whether you're getting somebody's face and you yell, you know that the guy's yelling at you because he cares, because he knows you can do better and he wants to win, not because he doesn't like you. I think there has to be a sense of uneasiness coming into this locker room next year. There has to be a sense of embarrassment, and they have to come in there and they have to work. And when they leave that arena, they can relax, and then they can do the great things that California and the West allow you to do outside stuff. But the people. But they have to come in there, and there has to be a sense of uneasiness in that locker room that they know if they don't pull their weight, someone's coming after them. Whether it's Doug Wilson, Todd McLellan, Joe Thornton, or the guy that's sitting right next to him. They have to make sure that they keep each other responsible.
You got very emotional today at various parts, obviously, talking about Coach Keenan, your mom and dad, obviously. And with Doug Wilson, when you told the story about coming to the Sharks and your relationship with your former roommate and the guy who mentored you in the game, how do you look back on your 2 years here? Because I made the point yesterday, when you got here, you were already going to the Hall of Fame. You didn't need those last 5 goals to get there. You got number 500 here, and you had a big first year. You had 10 game winners that first year. This last year, largely injured. But when you look back on the 2 years you played for Doug as a Shark, how are you going to remember those days?
Honestly, I can honestly tell you that the last 2 years as a hockey player here in San Jose were my most satisfying. And I say that because Doug Wilson gave me the opportunity to gain my respectability back, to come back and show the people that I can play the game. I was taking a lot of heat from a lot of people that I had lost everything. So now coming here, I was a little nervous. He signed me when I was thinking I was going to be done. I was overweight. I really put in a lot of work to get ready for the season. And I'm sure that the people here in San Jose and in San Francisco and all around the Bay Area, they're like, what is Doug Wilson thinking? They're bringing in this overage, this guy who's over the hill, in to play here. And I was nervous. And then I came in, and all I concentrated on is doing the things that I told Doug I was going to do. I was going to keep my mouth shut. I was going to behave off the ice, whether it's taking care of my body, watching what I consumed, watching the way I handled myself with the media, going on the ice and just working hard, doing the things with the young kids that I said I was going to do. I focused on that. And I got to be with the fans. And I did the thing that I did because of Gordie Howe. And I was just me. And such a connection was made between myself and San Jose fans, 10 times bigger than I ever thought that they would. And it goes back to them, being the people of the West. They're passionate, as I am. And I can't thank them enough for the way that they treated me, for the way that they saw me in the street and patted me on the back and said, "We love you, you're a favorite, don't go." It's constant. I can't explain to you and express how constant it is for me here in this town, on the street, and I will never forget it. It's something that it makes my career complete, to finish where people respect me, they enjoy me, and I enjoy them back. And San Jose and Doug Wilson allowed me that.
Good stuff. And you mentioned Gordie Howe. When we come back, we're going to have you retell the story. One of the great moments of his press conference today was telling a story about how it was a very young guy, age 7, I think. Gordie Howe really impacted this young guy. And also, we'll talk a little about the future of the sport. How can the NHL make it even better? And the future of Jeremy Roenick, Dancing with the Stars, NHL on NBC. Where are you going, JR? We'll find out when we come back on Chronicle Live, presented by Autotrader.com.